Hey y'all, my name is LaGina Rae and we are here with LaRae Infinity Audio Productions and we are right here in Houston, Texas at the WBEA Conference. And I am so excited to be here with
Deborah Trevino.
Hey Deborah, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, and you?
I'm really good, and I'm excited to finally sit down and chat with you. We've had crossings and hellos and even hugs.
Absolutely.
So I would love to know more about your business and what you're doing right now.
So, Deborah Trevino with Treco Services. We've been in the janitorial industry for 40 years. We celebrated May 1st, 40 years. Very exciting. We started off as a janitorial company and just quickly diversified as being able to hear the needs of our clients. And if there was something that we could not provide, if they asked for a roofing job, we would go ahead and bring in other WBEs, MBEs to be able to say, you know what, we're able to reach out and help build other companies and mentor other companies to help them grow.
I love it. We could stop right there because, I mean, you're doing all the work. And one thing that I heard you say is you started in one place and then you find solutions and you're growing. And if you can't do it, you don't fake it. You find somebody else that can do it, that you trust, that can forward your initiatives and what you're doing. So as you've scaled, tell us a little bit about the journey of scaling.
Well, we've had an amazing journey when we have scaled the company. And I say that in such a beautiful and passionate way because it's us not just touching the lives of our employees, but touching the lives of our clients and touching the lives of other business owners. And so it's when we know that there's so much work out there that there's room for everyone. So as we've scaled our business and just have felt the need of our clients and being able to say, we got that. And so it's come to saying that just call Debbie. Debbie will take care of it. And only because when we do get to that point of they're saying, hey, yes, can you go ahead and do our roof job? We make sure that there's a project manager from Treco Services on the job with the sub to deliver what we committed and promised. And we have been so successful in doing that. I am very proud of that. I'm proud of our subcontractors that they deliver and us just following up. We don't let a job go until once it's been inspected by us, then by our client, and then it gets signed off on. And that has given us an amazing 100% satisfactory service. And that's important. I've always felt in my heart that you have to deliver what you say. And if I've made a promise and a commitment, I am going to make sure, even if it's me having to go do it, I'm going to make sure I deliver. And that's important.
It's important. And two things that you say that are just phenomenal to me is one, you're like, we make sure we deliver. And then that second piece, and I don't know if y'all caught it, but she said, even if I have to go do it,
yes.
Right? And we always talk about, don't ask anybody to do anything that you wouldn't do. And I think that waivers is, you're in business and there's different things you do, you don't do, you bring people in that can do them. But on top of that, it's kind of you double down on it because even if you can't do it, you're going to bring in a team and a project manager to make sure that what they're saying they're doing is going to get done and get done right. And that's one of those invaluable things that you don't always get to see in business. And so we know here at WBE, you have to be a woman-owned business, and women-owned businesses means that at least 51%, and I keep saying it because people need to know that it's just not a certification you pay for, but you also have to be somebody that is 51% and you have to be in the business and know your stuff, right? So what are some little niches and very interesting things about your particular industry? Because I think when people, they're like, oh, mops, rags, keys to get in, you leave it cleaner, but there's more to it, right? So tell us about it.
Absolutely. And there's where a janitor is not just a janitor.
Talk about it.
A janitor is someone that you're entrusting to come into your facility, handing them the keys, and making sure that the product and equipment that they're using is in working, clean, efficient condition. If you don't have a clean janitorial closet, how can you have a clean building? And so there's where I always say, a janitor isn't someone that we just get hired off the street and give them the keys and get in the building and clean it. Everybody knows janitorial. That is not a true statement. A janitor, like everyone, needs to be trained. And when you're able to take the time and teach them and train them on how to literally vacuum, how to sweep, how to mop, how to wring out the mop, how to fill up the bucket, guess what you've just done? You've given them something to go, I like my job. But when you throw someone in and you have to ask them to unscramble the puzzle and the confusion and the chaos, they're going to walk out that door and you have just lost an employee that took you a while and money to get them in the door. So I believe that we have to train our janitors. I am a janitor. I am truly a janitor. I started as a janitor. I was a janitor supervisor. This day, I still will go out and show an employee how to clean a toilet. Why? Because it's about what I've made a promise and commitment to, and that's important. And everyone goes, well, anyone can clean a toilet. No. You can't. There's a lot of aspects to a toilet. There's a lot of hidden
those little holes up in there. Those things have to be clean.
Yeah,
found that out.
And people don't realize that there's where all of the disease and it's not being disinfected, and it's important. So when you're looking at that, I feel that starting off in the janitorial industry and people trusting me, going, wow, if she can take care of this janitorial, can you do ground maintenance? I said, absolutely. And I will always remember the first time we got our first ground maintenance job, and it was cutting. I think we got like 3 properties, and my children were small. And I remember bringing them out, and I'm like, okay, you're going to get the broom. And so these 3 kids literally said, this is not our job. This is your job. We don't want to do this. And so guess what? It was a great structure for them, because even though they did it, they knew that they did not want to go in the direction their mom went in. But they didn't realize that, hey, you know what? Janitorial services is a major business.
Huge, especially if you're good.
Huge business. And it's all about, I tell my people, if I walk through the front door and my entry glass doors are not clean, if I can't feel it, smell it, and see it, my building's not clean.
Ooh.
It's not
Y'all
clean.
hear that? Feel it, smell it, and see it.
And why? Because when you go home and you clean your house and you worked all day Saturday cleaning your house, you got to run to the grocery store, and when you open that front door, what do? You feel it.
Oh, okay.
Smell it.
You can smell it,
and then you can see it.
Okay, I see what you're going with. Okay, so we're at this conference. It's summer here in Houston, Texas, and the theme is legendary.
Yes.
What makes you legendary?
I'm going to say what has made me legendary is in the 40 years being in business, raising 4 children, working in an industry of passion and teaching my employees and mentoring other women-owned business has made me to feel that, you know what? If people trust me to share with them how to be successful and how I was successful, I think that that's important. It's giving back. It's letting you know you're sowing a seed into someone else's life that's going to take you to the level where God wants you, because there's where we come from. And I know in my heart that the 40 years being in business has been through grace and mercy. And He has given me that grace and mercy that has blessed me with a business that I would have never even dreamed of. But what He gave me with, I was responsible for, which were my children, my husband, my business, and other business people. So it's not mine to keep. It's mine to share.
Yeah, I love that. And you said, I know that that's what makes you a legendary and still legendarying it person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I love that. What's a really quick piece of advice that you would give? Let's say, let's do a young business owner, somebody that's just starting out and, still figuring out a social media hashtag.
I think that the first thing I would tell them is, depending on anything that they're looking at doing, it all pertains to service. Your hashtag should say services. Because when you're able to say that, then it's someone being able to ask you, well, what kind of services do you provide? And so young entrepreneurs in any industry that they're looking at going into. We all provide a service. It does not matter what type of service. It's a service we're giving. So they want someone to come up to them and go, so what do you do?
Yeah.
They want that opportunity to say, well, come here, let me show you what we do. Let me tell you what we do. And those are the opportunities that I really know that young entrepreneurs, I've mentored already 3 janitorial companies, and they have become very successful.
Yeah.
And I've been questioned is, why are you mentoring someone that's going to be your competitor? They're not my competitor, but I'm going to help them. And even if we end up in the same room, doesn't make them my competitor. It lets me know that I've given back and I've shown them how the industry works. Because today, ever since COVID, cleaning is still, people are starting to fall backward again,
noticed.
but they've got to stay essential. They don't realize, they're thinking, oh, COVID's gone or the flu's gone. It's not. And I tell my employees, if you're walking, you walk with a rag with disinfectant in your hand and you're wiping. Because we're still in a very important facilities that have to deliver.
I love that. All right. Look into the camera and tell everybody who you are and where they can find you and the solution you're solving, the problem you're solving. Look, she's all solutions.
So my name is Deborah Trevino, and I am the owner of Treco Services. And the problem and the solution to it is finding a better way and being more efficient in the janitorial, cleaning, custodial surroundings in our country.
I love that. All right, y'all. My name is LaGina Rae, and I am the creator and founder of LaRae Infinity Audio Productions, and we are here at the WBEA Conference 2023. Until next time, peace.